when they're doing drugs and smoking alcohol to a gross extent. These things have lessened his security and survival center where they feel nourished and his needs met. So basically what happens then is his survival and security needs can be never met. So he's going to want things forever. He's going to want to, like he says, destroy all the trees, be a jailing man, put all the animals in jail. When they say something like, oh, but we live in the trees, Marsden. Let's save some trees for us because this is our home. He becomes angry, mad, rude, contentious, and grabs the stuffed animals aggressively and throws them in the closet and says, no, I'm a jailer. I destroy things. What did he say? I'm a jailing man. Jail mama. He said, jail mama. I jail mama. Pretty ironic considering when I've done things his father has not liked. His father has jailed me. But it doesn't matter if I do something his father likes or don't do something, because regardless, he makes things up that I have done, which I have not done, and uses them to put me in jail. This should be illegal, it should be against the law, and it sounds unbelievable, but it's true and it's happening. And I am not the only woman who is having this level of abuse and having my children taken from me by the court system, having my child taken from me by the court system. Other women are also having their children taken from them by the court system when they have done nothing wrong. And they are put on supervised, then they are denied visits permanently, indefinitely, because it upsets the child, or they simply can't pay for it. For what? All complete lies being framed for being blamed for something someone else did. And who are the perpetrators? The abusers. Men who have not had their own emotional needs met as a child. And so when they find out that their fantasy woman is not the person they thought they were, and they don't own that person, and they can't control that person, the person's not going to do what they say. The person might not even like them. That person might want to get very far away from them if they have been emotionally, physically, or psychologically abusive. And they can't handle this because they have not passed their own typhonic levels of survival, of security and control. They want to have like complete control over things. It's a very like tyrant way to be. And it's a very base level. In terms of the energy centers, it's only one level above the reptilian center for survival and security. And when you have men's emotional centers stuck in this, and then they are repeating the pattern on our own sons, so that our own sons, women, the women's sons, instead of being with the kind, loving, educated, empathetic, Christian, Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, spiritual mother who would teach them empathy, meet their needs for survival, security, control when they are young children, so that they can move past those past those energy centers of needing those things to be fulfilled constantly, because they have this endless need for it to be fulfilled because as young children it wasn't fulfilled. And this is the most truly devastating problem with the family court system today. It is not the abusive woman. It is that you are perpetuating the cycle of abuse. And I will say, if the patriarchy wanted to keep women subjugated under the typhanic or the urobolic, or the narcissistic, psychopathic, sociopathic man who desires power, control, and it with an endless need for physical possessions, money. And when that doesn't satisfy them, they seek to possess humans. And when they can't possess humans, they go on a rampage of charm and deceit and lies and manipulation and corruption. Because you know what? The problem is that you can't fight corruption by being honest. I don't know what the way is to fight corruption. If you have the answer, let me know, because honesty is the only way I know through it so far. Hopeful that someday the people will be caught. But the problem is, on the short term, it is destroying the psychological welfare of children. And if the patriarchy was going to make the dark side, you have the light side and the dark side. There is no doubt about it. There is some gray in between, but that's just the light reaching through the dark and getting rid of it. But you know what? If the dark side wanted to grasp for power, you look at who our president is. I mean, I don't have to say anything about that. If the patriarchy wanted to continue the cycles of abuse and continue to hide in their midst the destruction, the murder, the rape, the abuse, the burning of the world to satisfy the urges of a few, while everyone else suffers in agony and pain and hunger, with broken hearts and with guts who have lost the way to guide each other and ourselves in the world. If the dark side, if the patriarchy, if the negative, evil, corrupt, wicked, blind, deceitful people, I hesitate to call them people because they have lost touch with humanity, wanted to keep this going, they would first start with the children. They would separate children from mothers, and it is happening all over. And they would take them from a good nurturer and put them in a home that's going to be less than desirable. It doesn't even matter what home they put them in. Just by separating them from their primary nurturer and then abusing their primary nurturer, it teaches those children helplessness. So they will forever be grasping for this intangible thing that does not exist, because the only place they can find it is within themselves. But that ability to find it within themselves has been taken away by the things they were subjected to as a child.